So what's all this talk about a 50-year mortgage? A lot of people are acting like this concept is brand new, but it really isn't. Again, it is a topic of conversation, though. I think it's hit some Thanksgiving tables for people who are for the 50-year mortgage and people who are against it. I'm hearing mostly negative things about it because it stretches interest out for 20 more years that the bank is going to collect, and I hear all kinds of things about it. Who wants to be roped into a mortgage for 50 years? Let's remember a couple of things, though. Most people typically don't stay in their houses for 50 years. Normally, it's like a 5 to 7 year, might be closer to 10 with some of the rate price imbalances that we've encountered here in the past couple of years. But very few people are going to live in their house for 50 years and pay a mortgage for 50 years. Also, there may be a time, and the way that these things tend to follow a cycle when we leave them alone to do so, there will be an opportunity to refi on down the pike. So let's not get caught up in someone actually moving forward and staying in a house for 50 years. That is largely unheard of in this day and age. Just remember that these 50-year mortgages are a tool. They're a loan product that will work for some people, but not for others. And any tool that we have right now to get some of these first-time home buyers off of the bench, so to speak, and get them active in the housing market so they can stop paying astronomical amounts in rent or having to crash out at someone's house until they can afford to buy a house. Let's be open to anything that may work for them and get them back in the marketplace. I had a loan officer who asked me last year what he could do for me. And I said, figure out a way to get these first-time home buyers back in place so that they can start buying houses. They've been sidelined for quite a while due to the imbalance in the rates and the prices. So just keep all of those things in mind. The best use for a 40 to 50 year mortgage has actually been attempted before, and that was back after the market crash of 2008. A lot of people were stuck in predatory loans that were adjustable rate mortgages or interest-only loans with a big balloon payment. There were a lot of things going on, but that is the first time as a new agent that I heard about the 40-year mortgage. We actually had a big bank here in Cincinnati who was looking at these predatory loans and trying to help people out of their situations. Now, that big bank, their shares, they went down to $5 a share at that time. So they were fighting for survival and really trying to make things work for people. And they were taking these people who had these more predatory loans and they were actually trying to place them into 40-year fixed mortgages and get their payments down. So there's a time and a place for these types of mortgages, and I thought that was a really good idea. It lasted very briefly until these banks were bailed out by the government, and then it seems like the banks just kind of stopped trying to work so hard to make the loans work for people and try to get them fixed and maybe extend that time period out. But I thought that was a great use of the 40-year mortgage at that time. And I wish that that would have continued so that more people could have stayed in their homes instead of losing them. But there is a time and a place for every loan product and every tool at a loan officer's disposal as long as the loan's not predatory. And that's the key. Again, I'm no loan officer, but I know that this has been a huge topic of a conversation. And if you have more questions about it, I've got fabulous loan officers that I can connect you with who can answer those questions for you. So if you have questions about this topic or any other real estate related topic, please feel free to reach out to me by phone, text, email, private message. And if you're watching on YouTube, click subscribe. Thanks. Bye.